So hello guys, welcome back with another video of Salesforce Geek channel, and in this video we are going to talk about how you can place a Salesforce flow over a list view so that you can create such scenarios. For example, if you need to close a lot of cases in a single go by just selecting some records over a list view and then click a button and it will change the status of all the cases as closed, or you want to claim any case. For example, let's say you want to take some cases from a list view, right? So that type of scenario you can achieve from this type of flow. So the same which we are going to build is, we have a list view where all the open cases lies into that list view, right? A user is going to select some cases and just click the close button so that all the cases are closed in a single go. So that's the type of scenario which we are going to achieve. So without any delay, let's get started. First of all, we are going to click on new flow, and for this scenario I am going to use a auto launch flow. So I am going to select auto launch not trigger and click create. So first of all, I am going to fetch all the cases which the user is going to select on the list view, right? So for that, what I need to do is use a get record element, and in the get record element I am going to type, let's say, cases. API name will be automatically populated, and in object I need to select case. Now after this I need to provide condition. So here I need to select ID, operator in, and here I need to create a new variable that is called IDS. So this is the standard variable you need to provide as it is in order to fetch the selected records from the list view, right? IDS is the standard one, and in the data type you need to select text, and here you need to select allow multiple values. Again, you need to select available for input and click done. Now the second condition which I am going to select is status does not equal closed, because status need to be open, right? Otherwise which case you are going to close? So the status need to be something different from closed, right? So we are only going to close the cases which are not closed already. In the how many record to store, you need to select all records and then automatically store all fields and then click done. So this is the get record element. In this get record element we will get all the cases that are going to be closed. Now here I need to use a decision element. Let's say check for null, because if I have the cases then only I am going to loop on the records, otherwise I am just going to make it a default outcome. So here I am going to say not null, and the other outcome is default, that means it is null. And in this I am going to select case does not is null boolean false. That means this record element contains some values. Now let's click on done. Now in the not null part I am going to use a loop element, because I need to iterate over all the cases that I have in the selected IDs, right, or in the get record element. So that's why I'm going to select, let's say, case obj, and in collection variable I'm going to select cases first item to last item and then click done. Now again, as I did in the previous video, if you didn't check the update record element part 2. You will get the concept of how you can use loop element in this, and also we have another video in the same series which is Salesforce Flow for Beginner series, and that's where I teach about loop element. So also make sure you check out that video if you want to learn more about loop element or how loop element will work. So in this, what I am going to do, I am going to use a assignment element in order to change the record value. So let's say change case status, and here I need to select the con obj, which is the current element, dot status equals closed, and simply click done. Then I need to use another assignment element in order to store all the changed cases, right? And also I need to create a record variable in order to store all the cases which are changed. Here I need to provide a API name, that is changed cases collector, and data type would be record, and allow multiple values as it is going to hold multiple values. Object is case. You don't need to provide anything in available for input or output. Just click on done. Now in the operator you need to select add, and in the value you need to type case, and obj simply remove the dot. That means we are storing the current element into the collection record variable, that is case record variable, and then click done. Now after this, what we are going to do, we are going to update our cases. So in this I am going to select, let's say, update changed cases. API name will be automatically populated, and in the record or record collection I am going to select changed cases collector, and then click done and simply save this flow. Let's say change case status. If you want to provide a description, make sure you always provide a description. It's a best practice. Just to make this video concise, I am not providing it, just to save some little bit time, and I am going to save this flow. It says change case status already exists. Okay, so I need to change the name. Let's say on list view, and save this, because I already practiced this flow just to demo you, right? So that's why. Let me just activate this flow, and let me just go back. So now one thing which I want to let you know, change case status on list view, I need to visit into view details and version, and I need to copy this URL, that is flow change case status on list view. I just copied it, and now I need to move into object manager, then on case object, because I need to place this flow over list view, right? So that's what I'm going to do right now. You need to click on case, and let me just give you one information. Whenever you need to place a flow over a list view, right, you need to create a list view button. So for that you need to click on button links and actions, and then you need to click on new button or link, and here you need to provide a label. Let's say change status, and then select list button. Again you can select the behavior display in existing window with sidebar. So I am going to select the third option, display in existing window without sidebar or header. And in the content source you need to select URL, and in the canvas you need to provide your copied flow URL. So for now this is good. Let me just save this. Now we need to place this button over a list view, right? So let's say this is our all open cases list view, and if I refresh this, so here you can see we have right now only 3 buttons. Now I am going to add one more button, right? So onto the same object you will see list view button layout, right? So in this I am going to click on edit, and I am going to select this change status button to selected button and hit save. So if I move back to the list view and refresh the page, you will see another button is added, right? So now you can see I am going to select 3 records here and click on change status, or instead of change status you can relabel this button as change status as closed, or let's say closed. So right now you can see change case status on list view, your flow finished, but this looks bad, right? Because we don't want to make our user to see this message after we change the status of our records, right? So if I move back, and here you can see all open cases are basically like subtracted from the initial number, and let me just move to today's closed cases. So here you can see the Avi Green contacts are now closed. Basically these are the contact name for this particular case, right? Let me just move to again to the all open cases, and just to prevent the message after we click on the button, right, what we are going to do for that, we will go back to the same button that we created as list view button, right? So I will go and click edit. So here you need to add one more, you need to add a question mark, type RET, then URL. After that you need to provide a equals to sign, then backslash, and you need to visit Google and type, here you can see control finish behavior. So here you will see the second article where you can see how you can basically control the finish behavior of a flow, right? Now after this you will see if you want to redirect a flow to the same page that you basically came from, right? So you need to simply use this format, and that is called object code question mark FCF equals to list view ID. So I will go to the case button and type here this, and instead of 0006 I am going to type 500, because the thing is the ID of the case is, if I let's say click any case, right, so here you can see the initial 3 digits are the code basically. So 500 is the code, and simply I change that, and for the list view button I will move back to the list view, and from the URL you can copy the ID, that is all open cases, right? So let me just change the ID as well. So this looks good to me. Now I am going to quick save this button and refresh the list view, and let's say if I select 3 more cases and let's click on change status. So now you can see redirected back to the same list view, because I configured my URL like this. So again, instead of list view, if you want to configure your URL, you can try these things. Let's say if you want to move your user to home page, or you want to move your user to object home page, or let's say any record, so you can use these URL formats in order to change the URL, right? So I hope you like this video, and if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe this channel for more such videos.